With many years of combined experience, Eye Care Associates of Parsons has set the framework in providing comprehensive eye health examinations for all ages and routine vision care for families throughout the four-state area. Our optometrists and staff provide remarkable care with state-of-the-art technology to help with diagnosis and management of eye health conditions. Give us a call or visit our website to schedule your next eye exam. Eye Care Associates of Parsons. Experience modern eye care.
At Labette Community College, we're passionate about medicine and compassionate about people. Our highly trained instructors provide innovative career-specific education in the field of diagnostic medical sonography. Do you already have an associate or bachelor's degree in healthcare? Earn an additional certification in sonography. LCC offers a 12-month completely online program with a clinical component. In as little as 1 year, specialize in OB, abdomen, or vascular. For more information, text pound SONO to 620-293-6671 today. Apply online at labette.edu.
My name is Bria and I'm a pharmacist at Bowen Pharmacy. I'm here today to tell you about one of our patient programs, Meds to Beds. Bowen Pharmacy South is located in the medical office building at Labette Health. Our staff works closely with the doctors, nurses, and social care workers to ensure that your transition out of the hospital is an easier and more convenient experience for you and your loved ones. If you are having inpatient or outpatient surgery, we will get your medications directly from your doctor and deliver them right to your hospital bed. If you are having a baby, we will get your medications or anything else that you may need to get your family home without the hassle of making several stops along the way. Whether you're here for a few hours or a few days, we are here at Bowen Pharmacy and Bowen Pharmacy South to help get you well without any interruption in transition of care. Just ask for Meds to Beds. At Bowen Pharmacy and Bowen Pharmacy South, we are here for you today and we are here for you tomorrow.
Yeah, welcome back everybody. We are live at Marvel Park, just a few minutes away from getting the 2022 high school football season started. My name is Scott Marlowe. I will be joined next week by Tony Fuentes. Tony couldn't be with us tonight, but we do have Drew Fuentes taking care of our live video stream tonight. Should be a fun night. It's going to be a beautiful night to get the season started. Tonight's broadcast being powered by Labette Health here in Parsons. Pregame sponsored by Tank Connections. It's going to be a nice crowd on hand, it looks like. Definitely a lot more blue and gold than green and white of Prairie View, as you would expect. It's a pretty long drive for the folks from Prairie View, and of course, being Labor Day weekend, wasn't sure how many people would make it out to Marvel Park, but the Vikings are going to have plenty of support. First game of the season, kind of an interesting situation for the Buffaloes as they return to the site, same stadium where their season ended about 1 year ago, as they were, I would call it a mild upset when the Vikings took down Prairie View last season. It was a 2-point victory for the Vikes in the first round of the state playoffs. And then also an interesting note, if you remember a young man by the name of Jace Quirin, an outstanding place kicker for the Vikings. He missed all of last season with an injury, was replaced by the very athletic Landon Wheat, and now week one here of 2022. Landon Wheat sidelined with an injury. He's walking around in a boot. And Jace Quirin, who did a great job as a place kicker his freshman year, fully healed, and it's good to see him back out. He's going to tee the ball up at the 40-yard line. The Vikings won the opening coin toss, and they deferred to the second half, so they will be kicking off to the Prairie View Buffaloes, and we are less than a minute away from getting our ball game started. Again, the Vikings coming off a 7-win season a year ago, and as you may have heard in the pregame interview with Coach Scheibe, coming up next week, the Vikings and the Labette County Grizzlies will renew their rivalry on the gridiron after a hiatus of several years. We are ready for football, and this ball game is underway. A high end-over-end kick all the way back to the 6-yard line, and a decent return out past the 15 to about the 18-yard line, but pretty good coverage by the Viking kickoff team. It was Parker Schwartz on the return for the Buffaloes. So we are just underway at Marvel Park, 11 minutes, 53 seconds to go in our opening quarter. Again, if you weren't able to tune in to our pregame show, Prairie View graduated 19 seniors off last year's team, and that was an outstanding team they had, so they're going to have a lot of new faces getting varsity minutes. Gabe Murillo is the quarterback. Buffaloes come out in I formation. Expect them to have a run-heavy offense, and they give it to the tailback right up the middle, and he has nowhere to go. Maybe gained half a yard at most, but we're going to say no gain. I know Coach Scheibe is excited about his defense this year. He thinks the defense will kind of be leading the way for the Vikings this year, and they had a good season last year. Seven wins, and no coincidence that I believe it was exactly 7 times that the Vikings held their opponent to less than 21 points. Single setback this time for the Buffaloes. They face a 2nd and 10 from their own 19. Long snap count, and we had movement on the offensive line, and that's going to back up the Buffaloes 5 yards. Again, we are just underway at Marvel Park here in Parsons. 11 minutes and 10 seconds to go in our opening quarter. The season opening contest between the Parsons Vikings and the Prairie View Buffaloes. After the Vikings knocked off the Buffaloes in the opening round of the playoffs last year, they went up to Girard, and the Vikings played very well early in that game, but then just ran out of gas in the second half, and their loss to the Trojans. Murillo up to the line of scrimmage, 2nd and 15 for the Buffaloes. And they go try a sweep to the far side, and nice play in the backfield. It's going to be a loss. It was Casey Beard, one of the smallest guys on the field, but I've been told over and over by the coaches that he might be one of the smallest, but he's also one of the toughest, and he made a huge play in the backfield right there, stopping Prairie View. They're going to call it no gain on the play. So we are now sitting at 3rd and 15 for the Buffaloes. Clock approaching the 10-minute mark of the first quarter. We'll see if the Buffaloes put it in the air. They have 4 wide receivers. They go with a short pass. It's caught, but then Beard knocks the receiver out of bounds after a very short gain, and it's going to be 4th and long for the Buffaloes, and they're going to have to punt. It's a quick 3 and out for Prairie View on their opening possession. Great job by the Viking defense. Prairie View punter is going to have to back up all the way to his 5-yard line. J.J. Kendrick back for the Vikings, standing at midfield. Decent snap. It's a low line drive kick, and Kendrick takes it right at the 50-yard line, coming to the near side, trying to outrun Buffaloes. He's at the 35, 30, all the way down to about the 28-yard line. Great return by J.J. Kendrick, and talk about good field position for the Vikings on their first possession. Trey Mack, the junior quarterback, took over the full-time quarterbacking duties about roughly a third of the way through the season last year. We have 9 minutes and 39 seconds to go in our opening quarter. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Vikes from the Prairie View 26-yard line. Trey Mack looks over to the sideline. Hand off to Washington. He's hit hard, but he keeps on churning those legs and gets down to the 22 for a gain of 4. When Washington's healthy, he is a hard man to bring down, and I know Coach Scheibe has mentioned that in all of the Vikings' losses last year, Washington was either a minor factor or a total non-factor due to injury. But when he's at 100%, he's tough to bring down. The Vikings also have a young man transferred back from Oklahoma by the name of Chris Beard. He is going to be a very nice addition to the Viking roster. They give it to Washington again. He's got a big hole up the middle, and he runs over a man, gets inside the 15, down to the 14, and it is a first down for the Vikings. Clock stops momentarily, 8:48 to go in quarter number 1. We are tied at 0. Prairie View is 3 and out on their opening possession. Matt comes over to the sideline. Some instructions from Coach Scheibe. Jeff Scheibe in his 3rd year at the helm. Vikings up to the line of scrimmage. So Jason Smart split to the near side for the Vikes. 2 running backs this time for the Vikes, and Mack wants to keep it himself. He's at the 15, 10, 5. Nobody's going to catch him. He is going to coast into the end zone, and it is a touchdown for the Vikings. 13-yard run for Trey Mack, and just like that, the Vikings lead Prairie View 6-0. Really can't ask for a better start for the Vikings here in their season opener. Defense forces a 3 and out on Prairie View, and then the Vikings with a very short field able to take advantage of it. And Jace Quirin, for the first time in over a year, able to go out and tack on the extra point. Nicely done by the junior place kicker. 8 minutes, 11 seconds to go in our opening quarter. It's Parsons 7, Prairie View 0. We'll be back with the kickoff in 30 seconds. You're listening to Viking Football on V93.
Hey Parsons, I'm Anna. This is Raven. We're the Anna and Raven Show on V93.
The Anna and Raven Show.
Wake up with us weekdays for fun and energy in the morning. If it's happening in your life, we want to talk about it on the air.
And we love to give away cash. Every day you'll have your shot to win some with Can't Beat Raven. If you know your pop culture trivia, you can take them down. You can win that money.
Now enjoy the game. Let's go, Parsons.
Woo!
We're back live at Marvel Park just in time for the ensuing kickoff. Vikings 28-yard touchdown drive, capped off by a 13-yard run by quarterback Trey Mack. They lead Prairie View 7-0, 8:11 to go in the opening quarter. This is a very low kick, picked up at the 15-yard line by Prairie View, out to the 25, and then stood up around the 27-yard line, it looks like, and that's where the Buffaloes will start their second possession of the night. So they backed it up a yard to the 26. So Prairie View didn't show much offense their first possession. We'll see what they get going their second go at it. Joseph Stramek split to the near side. Just a snap, and they go over right tackle, and the quarterback into the secondary, and he may go the distance. 40, 35, 30. It is a foot race. 20, 10, 5, and he dives into the end zone on the quarterback keeper. It is a touchdown for the Buffaloes. It goes 74 yards. I had the notorious Marvel Park support post in my way right at the line of scrimmage, so I couldn't see where the hole opened up. But once he got through that first wave of defenders, there was nobody back in the secondary. And Murillo able to take it the distance, and Prairie View within 1 point now, 7-6. Vikings on top, 7:51 to go in the first quarter. And it looks like the Buffaloes will set up to go for 2 and try to grab the lead here. Murillo in the shotgun, takes the snap, rolls right, looking to throw, goes to the end zone, and it's batted down. Nice defense right at the goal line. Trying to get a jersey number on that. May have been Marion Ryan knocking that down at the goal line. 7-6. Vikings by 1, 7:51 to go in the first quarter. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Viking football on B93.
Labette Community College is meeting the need for an increased demand in qualified radiographers. Our radiography students will train on the latest technology in a hospital simulation environment.
I wanted to be able to go into a career where I could help people. And if you're going to go into that field in this part of the four-state area, LCC is the only place to come.
Tuition is nearly half the cost of universities. Scholarship and financial aid available for those who qualify. Text radiography to 620-293-6671 for more information or visit labette.edu.
And we are back at Marvel Park. Plenty of action in the opening minutes of the 2022 high school football season. Vikings scoring on a 28-yard drive, capped off by a 13-yard run by quarterback Trey Mack, and then a very, very quick response by Prairie View. They go 74 yards in one play off a quarterback keeper. Gabe Murillo took it the distance, and the two-point conversion was no good, so the Vikings now clinging to a 1-point lead, 7-6 over the Buffaloes. Parker Schwartz, just a freshman, has the ball teed up at the 40-yard line. Looks like offsides, but they're not going to throw the flag. Short kick fielded about the 22. Nice return across the 40-yard line down to about the 42. That was Davis West, senior. And now we have a flag back around the 28-yard line. So they didn't throw a flag on the offsides by the Prairie View kicking team, but they're got a hold on the Vikings. That's probably going to be 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Coach Scheibe, don't think he totally agrees with that call, but obviously it will stand. So what was going to be outstanding field position once again for the Vikes is now that penalty is going to back them up all the way to the 20-yard line. So 1st and 10 for the Vikes from their own 20-yard line. They lead at 7-6, 7:45 to go in quarter number 1. J.J. Kendrick will be split wide left for the Vikings. Parsons moving from our left to our right here in the first quarter. Toss play to Washington, cuts it back across the 25. Nice pickup, about 6 yards on the carry. They'll bring up 2nd and 4 for the Vikes from their own 26-yard line. Clock on the move, 7 minutes, 20 seconds to go in our opening quarter, with the Vikes leading Prairie View 7-6. Offensive line, it's up to the line of scrimmage. Three wide receivers for the Vikings. Trey Mack in the pistol. He wants to throw. Comes to the near side. It's caught by Jesse Jones. He's got the first down and more. He may go the distance. 40, 30, 20, 10, 5, and a touchdown. Jesse Jones beat his man. Maybe a little bit of shoddy tackling by the cornerback, but Jesse Jones is a great athlete. And that is another 74-yard touchdown play. Prairie View just had one on a quarterback keeper. That will go down as a 74-yard pass from Trey Mack to Jesse Jones. So the Viking offense really clicking here in the first quarter. They lead at 13-6. Jace Quirin on to attempt the extra point. High snap. The kick is away. And it is good. 6:49 to go in the first quarter. Parsons 14, Prairie View 6. We'll take another 30-second break. You're listening to Viking football on V93.
With many years of combined experience, Eye Care Associates of Parsons has set the framework in providing
Back live at Marvel Park with the Vikings leading Prairie View 14-6, 6:49 to go. In our opening quarter, Vikes have had the ball twice and they have scored twice. Prairie View's had the ball twice, they have scored once. Again, tonight's broadcast being powered by Labette Health in Parsons. We can see what happens on this kickoff, but I honestly don't know what to expect from Prairie View. Their third time with the ball. They went 3 and out, actually went backwards. Their first possession, on their second possession, went 74 yards in one play. Kickoff gets by the return man down to the goal line. I don't think he ever touched it, and he gets about a yard into the end zone for a touchback. So Prairie View caught a bit of a break there. If that ball had died a couple of yards earlier, the Vikings may have been able to pin the Buffaloes back inside the 5, but Prairie View will get it 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. Again, 6:49 to go in our opening quarter with the Vikings leading this one 14-6. Buffaloes hustle up to the line of scrimmage. Murillo under center, looks like an I formation again for Prairie View, and he keeps it himself, goes over the right side. This time the Vikings do a much better job of defending that play, but still a decent gain up to the 25-yard line, so a gain of 5 on first down for the Buffaloes. Clock on the move, 6:27 to go in the opening quarter. Vikings on top, 14-6. Again, Joseph Stramick will be the wide receiver, split to the near side. Murillo under center, I formation for Prairie View. Quarterback keeper right up the middle. They're just trying to shove it down the Vikings' collective throats, and the quarterback Murillo shoved backwards, but he will get forward progress, trying to work around the support post once again. It looks like they're going to mark him, I think, at the 27-yard line, it looks like. Maybe just past the 27. 3rd and really about 3rd and 2.5, close to 3 yards as the Buffaloes come up to the line of scrimmage. Gabe Murillo looks over the defense. 3rd and 3 for Prairie View. Parsons, I think they got the Vikings to jump. Let's see who moved first. It was a false start on the offensive line. So a big mistake there for Prairie View. That is their second false start penalty of the quarter. Now all of a sudden 3rd and 3 becomes 3rd and 8. In the early going, it looks like Prairie View somewhat reluctant to put the ball in the air. And we'll see what they do here on 3rd and 8 from their own 22-yard line. Stremick split to the near side. Garrett Kohler split to the far side. They go with a quick slant. It's tipped up in the air, and it may have been intercepted. Was it caught, or did it hit the turf? They say it hit the ground. It's incomplete. Boy, that was close. Vikings sure thought they had it. Incomplete. We don't have the luxury of instant replay, and certainly no coach's challenges at the high school level, but a great defensive play nonetheless by the Vikings. That was just within an eyelash of an interception for the Vikes. They do put Prairie View into a punting situation. Jesse Jones and J.J. Kendrick back deep, and now we have a timeout called by the Vikings. 5:17 to go in the opening quarter. Parsons leading at 14-6. We'll step away for a 30-second break and be right back. You're listening to Viking football on B93.
With many years of combined experience, Eye Care Associates of Parsons has set the framework in providing comprehensive eye health examinations for all ages and routine vision care for families throughout the four-state area. Our optometrists and staff provide remarkable care with state-of-the-art technology to help with diagnosis and management of eye health conditions. Give us a call or visit our website to schedule your next eye exam. Eye Care Associates of Parsons. Experience modern eye care.
Welcome back to Marvel Park, everybody. Vikings on top 14-6, 5:17 to go in our opening quarter. Prairie View has their punting team out on the field. Garrett Kohler, senior wide receiver, senior defensive back, and senior punter for the Buffaloes. I think the Vikes have switched up one of their return men. They still have J.J. Kendrick, I believe, back deep. Decent kick. They angle it toward the sidelines, though, trying to keep it away from the Viking speedsters. We've seen that a lot over the years. Kick lands out of bounds, and they're going to place the ball right at the... It's going to be on the Prairie View side of the field, so that's good news for the Vikes. They're going to mark it at the Prairie View 43. So again, the Vikings with a short field to work with. Vikings have already scored twice here in the first quarter. Viking offensive line gets up to the ball. Two running backs in the backfield. And they give it to Washington. Oh, a great block out front, and this may go the distance, but we have a flag as Washington gets tripped up at the 25-yard line. It was a huge block, and Coach Scheibe quickly up to the official who threw the flag. I mean, it was a nasty block out front. I don't know if that's... The block looked good from here. There may have been something else that I missed, but Coach Scheibe can't believe it. Some sort of personal foul against the Vikings. I mean, this is football. I don't know if there was any helmet. They may have said helmet-to-helmet contact would be the only thing I can come up with, because Coach Scheibe's still talking to the official that threw the flag. You may have even heard the murmur that rippled through the crowd here at Marvel Park. So unfortunately for the Vikings, they are backed up all the way. It was a spot foul, so it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. They're going to move it back to the Prairie View 46-yard line. And it'll still be first down. Technically 1st and 13 for the Vikings. Vikings with 4 wideouts. Trey Mack in the pistol, wants to throw, and has a man around the 40-yard line for a short gain. That was Cam Kendrick, senior wide receiver, his first reception of the night and the season. That gets the Vikings into a little bit better position for this second down play. Across the way, the sticks still show first down, but it should be second down. 2nd and 7. There they get it corrected across the way. J.J. Kendrick split to the near side. Again, 2 running backs. You're going to see that fairly often from the Vikes this year. Around the 40, 35, and very close to the first down. It was Chris Beard with the carry, and I think he has a Viking first down. I believe Chris actually had a starting role for the Vikings back when he was a freshman. Then he was down in Oklahoma for a couple of years, but good news for the Vikes and their fans. He's back for his senior season. They spot the ball at the Prairie View 33-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Vikes. They lead Prairie View 14-6, 4:25 to go in our opening quarter. Trey Mack did a good job leading the Vikes last year as a sophomore, and now I think the Vikes have just burned their second timeout of the first half. So 4:18 to go in the first quarter. As the Vikes take another timeout, instead of sending it back to the station, we'll take this opportunity to thank some of our sponsors that are bringing you Viking football in 2022. We want to make sure we thank Labette Community College, Forbes Hoffman Funeral Homes, Clemens Insurance Agency, Labette Health, Woodworth Enterprises, Herman Lumber, Carson Wall Funeral Homes, Commercial Bank, Eye Care Associates of Parsons, Labette Bank, Bartlett Co-op, and also Labette Center for Mental Health Services, bringing you Viking football in 2022. So coming out of this timeout, the Vikings will have it 1st and 10 from the Prairie View 33-yard line. Vikings have already scored twice. The very short field on their first possession. They went 28 yards in 2 plays. 13-yard run by Trey Mack got the Vikings on the board. And then they had a 70-yard pass from Mack to Jesse Jones. Jesse Jones did most of the work on that one, shedding the cornerback and then racing to the end zone. About ready for play to resume. Vikings with 4 wideouts, 3 to the near side, and now an official timeout. Apparently one of the Viking receivers had their pants hiked up over their knees. There's the snap. They fake the run, get it out into the flat to Kendrick. It's at the 30, 25, stiff arm. He may have stepped out of bounds. He's going to get into the end zone, but I sure thought he stepped out. I sure thought he stepped out more than once. But I don't even know where the official was. That should have been on the sideline, but they're going to count it. It's a touchdown for the Vikings. So just like that, the Vikings lead it 20-6. Prairie View defense not putting up much resistance here in the first quarter. Vikings in 8 minutes have scored 3 touchdowns, and the extra point by Quirin is good. He is 3 for 3. 4:08 to go in the opening quarter. Parsons 21, Prairie View 6. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Viking football on V93.
Hey Parsons, I'm Anna. This is Raven. We're the Anna and Raven Show on V93.
The Anna and Raven Show.
Wake up with us weekdays for fun and energy in the morning. If it's happening in your life, we want to talk about it on the air.
And we love to give away cash. Every day you'll have your shot to win some with Can't Beat Raven. If you know your pop culture trivia, you could take them down. You can win that money.
Now enjoy the game. Let's go, Parsons.
Woo!
Welcome back to Marvel Park, everybody, and an electrifying start for the Vikings. We have played less than 8 minutes in 2022, and the Vikings already have 3 touchdowns on the board as they lead Prairie View 21-6. They have a 13-yard run by Trey Mack, a 74-yard pass from Mack to Jesse Jones, a 33-yard pass from Trey Mack to J.J. Kendrick. Prairie View got on the board with a 74-yard quarterback keeper by Murillo. But other than that big play, Prairie View hasn't done much on offense, and they've been virtually non-existent on the defensive side of the ball. And that's just kind of how things work at the high school level. We mentioned earlier in the broadcast, 19 seniors lost to graduation for Prairie View, and they've just had an outstanding program the last few years. In fact, it says a lot about how far the Vikings have come. They actually have knocked Prairie View out of the postseason not once but twice over the last few years, once up at Prairie View and then most recently just last year here at Marvell Park. 2-point victory for the Vikings. A little bit of a delay for some reason, but now both teams back out onto the field. Jace Quirin will tee the ball up at the 40-yard line. See if Prairie View can get back on track. They're down 21-6, 4:08 to go in the first quarter. They send senior Garrett Collar back to receive the kick, standing on about his own 7-yard line. Quirin gets into one. He can probably put this into the end zone. Kicks this one short. Oh, it's picked up by one of the Upmen at the 28-yard line, and he had a full head of steam, and he's going to get all the way across the 45 to the 46. I don't know if that low line drive kick was intentional or not, but it worked out in favor of the Buffaloes, as they're going to have their best starting field position of the night. 1st and 10 from their own 46. 4:03 to go in our opening quarter. Again, Parsons on top, 21-6. Quarterback Gabe Murillo, he's a junior. This time he's going to be in the shotgun. I think that's the first time tonight. He does want to throw, goes to the far side, overshot his man, and it falls incomplete right around midfield. That'll bring up 2nd down and 10 for the Buffaloes. Viking defense has been solid with that one hiccup on the 74-yard quarterback keeper. Clock stopped, 3:58 to go in the first quarter. Vikes leading by 15, 2nd and 10 for Prairie View. I formation, Murillo to the fullback, and just no room at all. Shooting the gap. Couple of defensive linemen for the Vikes. No spotter with me tonight, so it's going to be tough to give some of these kids their due, but the defensive line did a nice job stuffing that run. Goes for 1 yard. And Prairie View has it 3rd and 9 from their own 47. Parsons leading this contest 21-6, 3:22 to go in the opening quarter. Once again, I formation for the Buffaloes. Gabe Murillo. Thought he was going to put a man in motion. Fakes the toss. He wants to throw. He's under heavy pressure, and it's intercepted at midfield. Boy, the Vikings got to the quarterback in a hurry, and that is intercepted. Cade Brown. He had some big plays last year on both sides of the ball, and he picks up where he left off. Intercepts that pass right at the 50-yard line. Pretty much everything going right for the Vikes here in the first quarter. Parsons has scored every time they've had the ball. They lead at 21-6. Viking offensive line gets up to the ball. 3, no, make it 4 receivers for the Vikes. Mack wants to throw, comes to the near side, he's got a man wide open for a short gain, cutting it back to the 45, 40. It's going to be a first down for Cam Kendrick, down to around the 35-yard line. We're going to mark it at, and say his knee went down, looks like at the 36. Nice pickup on first down, 14 yards. They wind the clock. We're down to 2:50 to go in our opening quarter. Vikings have just had outstanding field position so far tonight. Most recently on this drive, starting out at the 50-yard line after that interception by Cade Brown. Two-back set. Mack gives it to Washington. He comes to the near side, 30, 25, cuts it back, 20, 15, 10, 5, and he is going to get all the way into the end zone. Washington rumbles across the goal line, and the Vikings continue to pour it on here in the first quarter. They now lead Prairie View 27-6. That was a 36-yard run for Washington. I mentioned earlier, Jace Quirin missed all of last season with an injury, and he's making up for lost time as he's out for his 4th extra point of the quarter. Kick is on the way. It has plenty of distance, and it is good again. 2:19 to go in the first quarter. Parsons 28, Prairie View 6. We're back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Viking football on V93.
At Labette Community College, we're passionate about medicine and compassionate about people. Our highly trained instructors provide innovative career-specific education in the field of diagnostic medical sonography. Do you already have an associate or bachelor's degree in healthcare? Earn an additional certification in sonography. LCC offers a 12-month completely online program with a clinical component. In as little as 1 year, specialize in OB, abdomen, or vascular. For more information, text pound SONO to 620-293-6671 today. Apply online at labette.edu.
28-6, Vikes leading Prairie View, 2:19 to go in the first quarter. Viking kickoff team back out onto the field. Prairie View already looking just maybe a tad bit demoralized. Again, tonight's broadcast being powered by Labette Health. What a great first quarter it has been for the Vikings. Quirin with a little pooch kick this time, and it's going to go out of bounds, and that will warrant a yellow flag. That was definitely a designed pooch kick. I don't know if Coach Scheibe necessarily wanted it to go out of bounds, but it's going to give good field position to the Buffaloes. They will start at their own 35-yard line. And take that back. Apparently they're going to get it where the ball actually went out of bounds, which is their own 43-yard line. My mistake. 1st and 10 from the 43 for Prairie View. But they have a lot of work to do, as the Vikings are leading this one 28-6, 2:17 to go in our opening quarter. Gabe Murillo takes the snap, again gives it to the fullback. Had a little bit of room that time, gets across the 45, spun down around the 48. Given a 5-yard pickup, so 2nd down and 5. Braden Myers, 5'10" senior, checking into the Viking lineup. Clock down to 1:45 to go in our opening quarter. It's been all Parsons so far. They lead this one 28-6. Again, I formation for the Buffaloes. Murillo. Toss play to the tailback, trying to find some room on the far side, and he is spun down right at midfield. That was Parker Schwartz again, the freshman. Third and about 4 coming up for Prairie View. Ball spotted on the Buffalo 49. I think the only time they have ventured into Viking territory tonight was that 74-yard scamper by their quarterback, Gabe Murillo. Backs are split this time, kind of an offset eye. And they go with a running play up the middle. That's going to be a first down and more into Viking territory inside the 40 down to about the 37. So that was the freshman running back right up the middle. Let's move that ball back to the 38-yard line. So 1st and 10 for Prairie View. And now we have an official timeout with 44 seconds to go in the quarter. Looks like the chain gang might be having some issues. Again, 28-6, Vikings on top. Prairie View on the move. They desperately need a touchdown on this drive. Try to get back into this ball game. And while we have a break in the action, we want to thank the rest of our sponsors who are bringing you Viking football this season. Community National Bank, Tank Connections, Wood Insurance Center, Strategic Partners, Roy's Auto Service, Bowen Pharmacy, Parsons Educational Foundation, Parsons District Schools, Dan Zimmerman, and also SEK Orthopedic bringing you Viking football. Vikings have had the ball 4 times in the first quarter, and they have 4 touchdowns to show for it. So they have been outstanding. Again, defense nearly just as good. Gave up that one big run to Murillo. Other than that, the Viking defense has been pretty solid. Murillo out for this first down play. Takes the snap. Boy, the Vikings into the backfield quickly. And the freshman running back Schwartz spun down after a short gain. I know one thing Coach Scheibe has preached a lot since he took over this head coaching position is just being tough. He just wants his team to display a lot of toughness. I know he's had them working hard in the weight room. And looks like that's going to be the last play of the first quarter. Great start to the 2022 season so far for the Vikings as they lead Prairie View at the end of quarter number 1, 28-6. We'll be back with quarter number 2 after this 1-minute break. You're listening to Viking football on V93.
My name is Bria and I'm a pharmacist at Bowen Pharmacy. I'm here today to tell you about one of our patient programs, Meds to Beds. Bowen Pharmacy South is located in the medical office building at Labette Health. Our staff works closely with the doctors, nurses, and social care workers to ensure that your transition out of the hospital is an easier and more convenient experience for you and your loved ones. If you are having inpatient or outpatient surgery, we will get your medications directly from your doctor and deliver them right to your hospital bed. If you are having a baby, we will get your medications or anything else that you may need to get your family home without the hassle of making several stops along the way. Whether you're here for a few hours or a few days, we are here at Bowen Pharmacy and Bowen Pharmacy South to help get you well without any interruption in transition of care. Just ask for Meds to Beds. At Bowen Pharmacy and Bowen Pharmacy South, we are here for you today and we are here for you tomorrow.
Yeah, we are back live at Marvel Park. 2nd down and 8 for the Prairie View Buffaloes from the Viking 37-yard line. Parsons leading it big so far, 28-6 over the Buffaloes. There's the snap and hit in the backfield and driven, I believe, for a loss. Viking defense all over that play. Prairie View tried to stuff it right up the middle, and it went nowhere. They're going to back the ball up about a yard back to the 38-yard line. 3rd down and 9 coming up for the Buffaloes. They're huddled up at midfield. So the Vikings can keep this momentum going. They played some spectacular football the first 12 minutes. See if Prairie View wants to put the ball in the air. No, it's a toss play, and they have the running back Schwartz wrapped up in the backfield for a loss. Again, he's just a freshman, and it looks like he is probably going to be a pretty solid running back the next several years for Prairie View, but he didn't have anywhere, no room to run on that play. And on 4th and long, Prairie View set up to punt. Garrett Collar standing on his own 45. I don't think they would try a fake because they have to get inside the 30-yard line. And sure enough, he boots it away and nearly hits a Viking. Boy, that was close. And the ball is going to be downed inside the 10, close to the 5 actually, at the 6-yard line. So that was a great punt by Garrett Collar. And this will be by far the worst field position the Vikings have had tonight. Worst starting field position, I should say. But I don't think Coach Scheibe is going to be bothered by that. With the Vikings leading 28-6, this will maybe give his offense a chance to kind of put a long drive together. They've been blessed with good field position all night long. So this will be their first test to see if they can go the length of the field. Vikes have it 1st and 10 from their own 6. 10:25 to go in the first half. Vikings may have to burn their last time out. Had an offensive lineman late coming on the field. They do get the snap off. Washington right up the middle. He's into the secondary. 15, 20, breaks 2 tackles, 30, 35, 40. He's into Prairie View territory. It is a foot race. 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. And so much for a long sustained drive. It is a 94-yard run for Washington. And the Viking offense just continues to click on all cylinders. I didn't know if Washington had enough in the tank. I didn't know if he had enough raw speed to go the distance. I thought maybe he'd get ran down around the 25 or 30. But the junior running back, we mentioned he was hampered with an ankle injury a good chunk of last year. But, well, he's healthy tonight, to say the least. Quirin on for the extra point. And he drills it again. He is 5 for 5 here in the first half, and the Vikes lead at 35-6 with 10:16 to go in the first half. We'll be back in 30 seconds. This is Viking football on B93.
Bowen Pharmacy supports the Parsons Vikings here, and here, and here. It's our goal to keep you covered. At Bowen Pharmacy, we give no excuses for you not to make it to the game. And it's always a great day to be a Viking.
Welcome back once again, everybody, to Marvell Park. Scott Marlowe with you. Vikings leading at 35-6. We have Drew Fuentes taking care of our live video stream tonight. Karen Hardesty taking care of everything for us back in the KLKC studios. All Vikings here in the first half. There's one of those long end-over-end kicks by Quirin. Gets a great bounce, so they're going to have to field it about the 3-yard line. And great job by the Viking kickoff team. They down Collar around the 10. Oh, and then a late flag. I don't know if they're going to call some sort of unsportsmanlike conduct because that came after the play was over. Let's see who the flag was on. If it's on Prairie View, it'll back them up half the distance. If it's on the Vikings, it's going to push the ball from the 11 out to about the 26. But I think it's on Prairie View. Personal foul, and it is on the Buffaloes. So maybe a little bit of frustration already starting to take effect as Prairie View finds themselves in a huge 35-6 hole. This may be one of those games where we have a running clock for the entire second half, the way things are playing out so far. Buffaloes will have it 1st and 10 from their own 6. That's right where the Vikings started. And it took the Vikings all of one play as Jamarion Washington went 94 yards for a touchdown. There's the snap. And what a huge hit. The pass was caught around the goal line, and then a huge hit, nearly a safety. I believe over the PA system, I heard the name Cade Brown. Whoever it was just put a lick on the Prairie View receiver. Actually a loss on the play. And now is they calling it they may have called it a turnover. Or maybe just a timeout. I think Prairie View has called a timeout. The ball is backed up inside the 5, down to around the 2-yard line. And we just saw an instant replay of that up here in the booth. That was the nastiest hit of the night. And Prairie View, it has just not gone well for the Buffaloes at all. Again, we mentioned they saw their season end right here at Marvel Park a year ago, in a much more competitive ball game. Parsons squeaked out a 2-point win in the first round of the state playoffs, but tonight it has been all Vikings. 5 possessions for Parsons and 5 touchdowns, and they lead at 35-6, 9:43 to go in the first half. Prairie View offense back out on the field facing a 2nd and 14 from inside their own 5-yard line. Murillo under center, takes the snap. It's a running play, gives it to the tailback. That was the freshman once again, Schwartz. Decent pickup. Out across the 5, close to the 10. I think it's marked just shy of the 9-yard line, and that brings up 3rd down for the Buffaloes. Facing a 3rd and 7. Clock on the move, 9 minutes, 15 seconds to go in the first half. Their offense hustles up to the line. The play clocks are not working here at Marvel Park, so we're never sure how much time the team has to get the snap off. It's going to be a pass play coming to the near side, maybe interference. Oh, and then a late hit in the end zone. I think we're going to have roughing the passer regardless, and that will give Prairie View a 1st down. The pass was incomplete. And I looked back into the end zone just as the ball hit the turf, and I saw the quarterback go down, and then immediately after that, flag was thrown. Sure enough, they are going to call roughing the passer. So that will extend the Prairie View drive. Had a personal foul on Prairie View just a few plays ago, and now personal foul on the Vikes for roughing the passer. That moves the ball out to the 24-yard line of the Buffaloes. 8:50 to go in the first half. Parsons dominating this one so far, 35-6. Kohler and Joseph Stramick will be the receivers, split to the near side for the Buffaloes. Running backs will be in the I formation. Schwartz is the tailback. Murillo gives it to the tailback right up the middle, and he's carrying a few tacklers out across the 30 to the 33-yard line. It's amazing when you give a team an extra set of downs, what it can do for their confidence and their momentum. In fact, they're going to say that was enough on that carry for the 1st down. They spot the ball at the Prairie View 34-yard line. Because the Vikings had Prairie View stopped deep in their own territory, but that roughing the passer extended the drive. It's like pretty much the same formation for the Buffaloes. I formation, 2 receivers to the near side. Murillo. Long snap count. Gives it to the tailback. He may have fumbled. He either fumbled or slipped, and then we've got, thought maybe he was injured on the play. It's a Viking that's injured. So we have our first injury of 2022. Can't get a jersey number, but whoever it is already up and is going to stay in the game. Gives thumbs up over to the sideline, says, I'm ready to go. Could have been Cam Kendrick, possibly Trey Pierce. I think it was Trey Pierce. Maybe got his bell rung a little bit. So the ball is spotted at the 35-yard line. Second and about 9.5 yards for the Buffaloes. Again, they go with that I formation. Gabe Murillo, the junior quarterback, takes the snap. And he gets hit hard, but he handed the ball off to the first man through, the fullback, for a short gain. Tanner Mater, the junior running back, picks up a few yards across the 35 up to close to the 38-yard line. Third and about 6 for Prairie View. Clock on the move, 6:39 to go in the first half. It's all Parsons. They lead at 35-6. Murillo, toss play. And there's going to be a first down and more. That good-looking freshman running back, Parker Schwartz, gets it into Viking territory, down to the Parsons 45. He's had a good first half. Clock stopped momentarily, 6:26 to go in the first half, but ever since that roughing the passer penalty back in the end zone, Prairie View's offense has kind of come to life, but they're going to have to figure out some answers on the defensive side of the ball, as they've given up 5 touchdowns here in the first half. Once again, I formation for the Buffaloes. First man through, may have lost the ball. Nope, they're just going to say he's down after a 1-yard gain. Once again, that was the fullback, Tanner Mater, on the carry. Second down and 9 coming up for Prairie View, down to 5:35 to go in the first half. Again, if you're joining us late, the Vikings have had the ball 5 times here in the first half, and they have 5 touchdowns. Prairie View on the move, been a pretty good drive for the Buffaloes. Murillo keeps it himself and gets inside the 40 down to the Viking 39. Faked the handoff to the fullback. And kept it himself. Murillo responsible for the lone Prairie View touchdown here in the first half. It was a 74-yard quarterback keeper. Essentially got through the Vikings defensive line untouched and was just off to the races, and nobody could run him down. 3rd and 4 for Prairie View from the Viking 39. And once again, I formation. Vikings nearly jump off sides. Boy, I think that was a busted play. And Murillo tries to make something out of nothing. May have picked up another yard or two. Be 4th and short. Pretty good chance that Prairie View offense will stay on the field for this one, sure enough. 4th and about 1.5 yards. The ball spotted at the 42. We'll call it 4th and 1 for the Buffaloes. We'll see if the Viking defense can stiffen here and get the Prairie View offense off the field. This is going to be a running play, but it's going to be the quarterback, fullback, or tailback. It is the tailback, the freshman, and he powers through over the left side for a first down. And Prairie View keeps this play alive. Again, I've mentioned it a couple of times already, but the Vikings had Prairie View stopped back around their 5-yard line, but a roughing the passer penalty gave the Prairie View offense new life, and they have taken full advantage of it. As this is by far their best sustained drive of the first half. Beautiful night here at Marvel Park. Viking faithful certainly enjoying the first half. 1st and 10 for Prairie View from the Viking 34. Murillo toss play. Another nice run by the freshman, and he is inside the 20-yard line, I believe, for a first down. Parker Schwartz starting to rack up some big yards against this Viking defense. It's like Trey Pierce, Cade Brown back into the Viking lineup. I've already spotted a couple of jersey numbers for the Vikings that are not even on my roster, so we'll have to try to get some of that straightened out by the time the Vikings go down to Altamont to take on Lebec County. Pass play, quarterback drilled, and it's going to be intercepted right around the 1-yard line. I didn't see who put the lick on the quarterback, but he gets as much credit for the interception as the man who made the pick, Trey Pierce, right at the 1-yard line. So that outstanding drive by Prairie View comes to a halt. Quarterback kind of panicked, and you really can't blame him. I mean, he probably should have just taken the sack, but the Vikings were in his face in about half a second. So another interception. That's the second pick by the Vikings here in the first half. The Vikings have the ball on their own 1-yard line. They lead it 35-6. Mack wants to keep it himself and doesn't have much room, but he finds a little bit of a crease. And at least ended up, I believe, getting past the line of scrimmage, sure enough. I think he's out past the 5-yard line, or right at the 5. That's where they're going to mark it. So it's a pickup of 4 yards on first down. That'll bring up 2nd down and 6 for the Vikes. Make it 2nd down and 7. It looks like they they're going to have to get to the 12-yard line for a first down. Mack in the pistol. Looks like he has Washington in the backfield. Fakes the pass, and they go over the middle. Brown has it. He's into the secondary, and he's off to the races. He's at the 50, 45, 40, 30, 25, 20, 10, 5. It is a touchdown, and the Parsons Viking offense is on fire here tonight. A 99-yard drive for the Vikes. And that'll go as a 95-yard pass as the Viking offense just racking up huge numbers. They faked the handoff to Washington. And then Mack fired a strike over the middle to Cade Brown. And once again, once the Vikings get a little bit of space, they are just faster than this Prairie View defense. And the Vikings, with touchdown number 6 here in the first half. Place kicker Quirin on to attempt the try, and once again, it is perfect. 2 minutes, 3 seconds to go in the first half. Your score, Parsons 42, Prairie View 6. We'll be back with the kickoff in 30 seconds. You're listening to Viking Football on V93.
At Labette Community College, we're passionate about medicine and compassionate about people. Our highly trained instructors provide innovative career-specific education in the field of diagnostic medical sonography. Do you already have an associate or bachelor's degree in healthcare? Earn an additional certification in sonography. LCC offers a 12-month completely online program with a clinical component. In as little as 1 year, specialize in OB, abdomen, or vascular. For more information, text pound SONO to 620-293-6671 today. Apply online at labette.edu.
And welcome back, everybody, to Marvel Park. Scott Marlowe with you. Drew Fuentes taking care of our live video stream tonight. I think most of our listeners and viewers already know how to find that, but that live stream is on YouTube. You can search KLKC Radio. It's also on the KLKC and Parsons High School Facebook pages. And it has been all Vikings here in the first half, 42-6 over Prairie View. The Buffaloes kind of put the hurt on the Vikings in the regular season last year, and not making any excuses. I do know that was one of the games that Washington was hobbled by an injury. I'm not even really sure if he played at all in that game, but Prairie View graduating those 19 seniors, and it is showing here tonight. A little bit of a shorter kick. Ball is fumbled and covered up nicely by Prairie View. I think the return man was trying to call for a fair catch, but ball went right through his arms and hit the turf. Fortunately, one of his teammates alertly jumped on the loose ball. Prairie View will have it 1st and 10 from their own 23. We have 1:58 to go in the first half. It's been a rough first half for the Buffaloes, to say the least. We'll see if they can end the half on a positive note. Gabe Murillo under center. Again, they'll go with the I formation. One receiver split to each side. There's the snap. Running play right up the middle. That's been the lone bright spot. The freshman running back, Schwartz, finds a big hole up the middle. He has a first down all the way out to the 36-yard line. And Prairie View, I believe, has burned a timeout. Nope. They wind the clock, so we will keep it here at Marvel Park. We have 1:45 to go in the first half. All Vikings, 42-6. 6 possessions for the Vikings and 6 touchdowns. You just can't get any better than that. And the defense has been solid as well. They are starting to give up some yardage on the ground. Time they bottle up Schwartz and driving back. But I tell you, he almost got away from that first tackler. I think that freshman all of a sudden is gaining a lot of confidence. Running much harder, much more aggressively as this half has progressed. But you know, it looks like Prairie View is one of those teams that would like to do most of their damage on the ground, but when you're down by 36 points with less than a minute to go in the first half, it's either time just to work on some fundamentals or start putting the ball in the air. I think that was a quarterback keeper on second down. The Vikes thought they had the ball, and I think they do. I think the Vikings have recovered a fumble. And, you know, the Vikings, forget about being better. The Vikings have just been dominant here in the first half in every phase of the game. Offense, defense, special teams. They're winning the turnover battle 3-0. And with 45 seconds to go in the half, we'll see if Coach Scheibe takes his foot off the gas or if the Vikings try to put it in the end zone one more time. Vikes have the ball on the Prairie View 37-yard line. You know, even when the Vikings have had bad field position, it just hasn't mattered. They had a one-play drive 94-yard run by Washington, and they had a 2-play drive that went 99 yards. And now they want to throw. Mack has a man open at the 20-yard line, and then I think he dropped it. Pass may have been slightly underthrown. I think he was shooting for Jesse Jones. And I think Jesse would have caught it. I think possibly his feet went out from under him just about the time the ball arrived. Otherwise, the Vikings were going to have a first down at the 20-yard line. But I posed the question if Coach Schaube would take his foot off the gas and just take a couple of, maybe kneel down a couple of times and go to the locker room leading 42-6. But looks like he wants to get in the end zone one last time here. Again, Vikings 6 possessions, 6 touchdowns here in the first half. Mack wants to throw again, and he has his receiver at the 25. He's caught from behind, but not before he has the first down. Vikings have one timeout, I believe, in their hip pocket. First and 10, Vikes quickly up to the line of scrimmage. Clock on the move, 30 seconds to go. And Trey Mack is going to kill the clock, and that'll bring up second down. I believe that was Jason Smart with the reception just moments ago. He is just a sophomore, 6-foot sophomore. Here comes Cam Kendrick and Riley Baker onto the field for the Vikes. Riley Baker, the backup quarterback. And if you remember Riley from last year, he can sling the ball good 50 yards down the field. And we'll see if Coach Schaube wants him to put it into the end zone. He's looking deep down the far sideline, and it is caught. And did they give it to him? It was very close. It's either a touchdown, and it is a touchdown. It was right at the pylon. Trying to see who hauled that in. May have been Davis West. Davis West or possibly J.J. Kendrick. We will have to. We'll get an answer for you during the commercial break who hauled that down on the far side of the field. The Vikings just dominating Prairie View once again. The extra point is good, and with 19 seconds to go in the half, it is Parsons 49 and Prairie View 6. We will be back in 30 seconds. This is Viking football on V93.
Hey Parsons, I'm Anna. This is Raven. We're the Anna and Raven Show on V93.
The Anna and Raven Show.
Wake up with us weekdays for fun and energy in the morning. If it's happening in your life, we want to talk about it on the air.
And we love to give away cash. Every day you'll have your shot to win some with Can't Beat Raven. If you know your pop culture trivia, you can take them down. You can win that money.
Now enjoy the game. Let's go, Parsons.
Woo!
Welcome back, everybody. For joining us late, you have missed an offensive showcase tonight. Parsons Vikings 7 possessions and 7 touchdowns as they are blowing out Prairie View 49-6. They even put in their backup quarterback, Riley Baker, who is certainly good enough to start for some programs, but Coach Schaube put him in, and Baker fired a strike. And I was told by a spotter up here in the booth that it was J.J. Kendrick who came down with that touchdown right around the pylon. Quirin, the kickoff that gets past the return man again with a bad bounce. He has to field it at the 4. He is in all kinds of trouble, and he has tackled it about the 2-yard line. And needless to say, Prairie View is just going to try to run one play here and get to the locker room and see if they can stop the bleeding. You know, Prairie View was really not in that bad a shape halfway through the first quarter when Murillo had that 74-yard quarterback keeper. Got them to within 1 point at 7-6, but man, the Vikings have just taken off ever since. Been a rough first half for Prairie View. Rough way to start the season. They take a kneel down, and that's going to be the end of the first half. All Vikings, they lead it 49-6. And give a message to Karen back in the studio. Karen, I'm going to send it back to you for about 10 minutes, and then I'll send you a text when I'm ready for you to send it back to me. And so we'll be back with the Eye Care Associate halftime show in approximately 10 minutes. Again, your halftime score, Parsons 49 and Prairie View 6. I'll send it back to the station. You're listening to Viking football on B93.
With many years of combined experience, Eye Care Associates of Parsons has set the framework in providing comprehensive eye health examinations for all ages and routine vision care for families throughout the four-state area. Our optometrists and staff provide remarkable care with state-of-the-art technology to help with diagnosis and management of eye health conditions. Give us a call or visit our website to schedule your next eye exam. Eye Care Associates of Parsons. Experience modern eye care.
My name is Bria and I'm a pharmacist at Bowen Pharmacy. I'm here today to tell you about one of our patient programs, Meds to Beds. Bowen Pharmacy South is located in the medical office building at Labette Health. Our staff works closely with the doctors, nurses, and social care workers to ensure that your transition out of the hospital is an easier and more convenient experience for you and your loved ones. If you are having inpatient or outpatient surgery, we will get your medications directly from your doctor and deliver them right to your hospital bed. If you are having a baby, we will get your medications or anything else that you may need to get your family home without the hassle of making several stops along the way. Whether you're here for a few hours or a few days, we are here at Bowen Pharmacy and Bowen Pharmacy South to help get you well without any interruption in transition of care. Just ask for Meds to Beds. At Bowen Pharmacy and Bowen Pharmacy South, we are here for you today and we are here for you tomorrow.
Labette Community College is meeting the need for an increased demand in qualified radiographers. Our radiography students will train on the latest technology in a hospital simulation environment.
I wanted to be able to go into a career where I could help people. And if you're going to go into that field in this part of the four-state area, LCC is the only place to come.
Tuition is nearly half the cost of universities. Scholarship and financial aid available for those who qualify. Text radiography to 620-293-6671 for more information or visit labette.edu.
Bowen Pharmacy supports the Parsons Vikings here, and here, and here. It's our goal to keep you covered. At Bowen Pharmacy, we give no excuses for you not to make it to the game. And it's always a great day to be a Viking.
And we are back live at Marvel Park. Scott Marlowe with you as we get ready to break things down on our Eye Care Associates halftime show. Doctors Newland, Gilmore, and Ray sponsoring our halftime show this season. Vikings just dominated Prairie View in the first half. That's the only word I can think of to accurately describe what I just witnessed. 49-6, the Vikings lead it at halftime. 7 possessions for the Vikings and 7 touchdowns. Jace Querin a perfect 7 of 7 on his extra points. Offensively, the Vikings were just unstoppable. Defensive side of the ball, very impressive as well. They gave up the one long touchdown to Murillo, a 74-yard running play on the quarterback keeper. And then they started to give up some bigger yardage to the freshman running back Parker Schwartz once the game was basically already getting out of hand. So I don't know if it was just a lack of focus or, Schwartz, just for a freshman, I mentioned a couple times in the first half, pretty good-looking running back, and I'm sure Prairie View is excited to have him for the next 3 years. We will try to squeeze in all of the scoring plays for you from the first half. The Vikings had a 13-yard run by Trey Mack, and then I mentioned the 74-yard run by Gabe Murillo. That was the lone score for Prairie View. Everything else here is good for the blue and gold. A 74-yard pass from Mack to Jesse Jones, a 33-yard pass from Mack to J.J. Kendrick, a 36-yard run by Jamarion Washington. That came after a Cade Brown interception at midfield. Then on the Vikings' first play from their own 6 in the second quarter, Washington went on a 94-yard scamper. That put the Vikes up 35-6. And then from their own 5-yard line, Trey Mack threw a laser over the middle to Cade Brown, and he went the distance. So that was a 95-yard pass play, 42-6 at that point. And then, just for fun, backup quarterback Riley Baker, the senior, gets inserted with about 25 seconds left in the half, and on his first play of the season, first play from scrimmage, fires a strike to the goal line to J.J. Kendrick for a 25-yard touchdown. And offensively, probably, well, I know without a doubt it's the best half I have ever seen in person by the Vikings. I mean, you just can't get any better than 7 touchdowns off 7 possessions. I know the Vikings over the decades have had a ton of talent, and they have put up a lot of points, had some great offensive talent, some great coaches, and but it's been a while since the Vikings have really dominated a team like that in the first half. I don't want to bring up any bad memories, but over the last decade, people who have followed Viking football, they know what it feels like to be on the other side of this kind of score going into the locker room. There were a lot of times where the Vikings had a running clock in the second half because the score was so lopsided, and I did receive word up here in the booth that there will indeed be a running clock the entire second half. I kind of anticipated that would be the case. Parsons leading up 49-6. We're getting fairly close to starting the second half, and this will give the Viking coaching staff a chance to get some of the underclassmen some playing time, maybe. Looks like nine freshmen on the Viking roster. We might see some of them get on the field. Several sophomores who haven't been on the field yet, they may get some playing time as well. As we go with a running clock, a football game all of a sudden goes from being about a 3-hour contest down to slightly over a 2-hour ball game, and looks like they have reset the game clock, so we've got a little bit more time than I thought. So we're going to step away for a 2-minute commercial break, and when we come back, we'll be ready for the second half. Again, your halftime score, Parsons 49, Prairie View 6. We're back in 2 minutes. This is Viking football on V93.
My name is Bria and I'm a pharmacist at Bowen Pharmacy. I'm here today to tell you about one of our patient programs, Meds to Beds. Bowen Pharmacy South is located in the medical office building at Labette Health. Our staff works closely with the doctors, nurses, and social care workers to ensure that your transition out of the hospital is an easier and more convenient experience for you and your loved ones. If you are having inpatient or outpatient surgery, we will get your medications directly from your doctor and deliver them right to your hospital bed. If you are having a baby, we will get your medications or anything else that you may need to get your family home without the hassle of making several stops along the way. Whether you're here for a few hours or a few days, we are here at Bowen Pharmacy and Bowen Pharmacy South to help get you well without any interruption in transition of care. Just ask for Meds to Beds. At Bowen Pharmacy and Bowen Pharmacy South, we are here for you today and we are here for you tomorrow.
With many years of combined
And welcome back to Marble Park. The officials must really be in a hurry to get this game over. They had the game clock reset, and then they must have changed their mind, and so we missed the kickoff. I apologize for that, but it was a good return for the Vikings. I believe it was Casey Beard on the return, got it back to the 30-yard line, and that's where the Vikings will take over as we get going in the third quarter. Again, a running clock this entire half. As the Vikings blowing out Prairie View 49-6. Riley Baker in at quarterback, and right off the bat there was a fumble. He was trying to give it to the running back, and there was just some sort of miscommunication. Vikings were able to jump on the loose ball, so they retained possession. Loss of 2 on the play. It'll bring up 2nd and 12 for the Vikings from their own 28. Definitely some new faces out on the field for the Vikings. I mentioned earlier some of the jersey numbers for the Vikings for some reason are not on my roster, so Baker throwing deep and nearly caught just across midfield. That was a great effort by Davis West. Davis West, a 6'2" senior. I tell you, Baker has such a strong arm, and he's not just strong, he's accurate. Like I said, he would be the starting quarterback for a lot of programs in the area. And the Vikings very blessed to have 2 outstanding quarterbacks in Baker and Trey Mack. And they had that a few years ago with Gage Freeze and Daquan Johnson. So now the Vikings facing a 3rd and 12, leading it 49-6, 9:20 to go in the third quarter. Running play. And a nice pickup out across the 35 to about the 37 and a late flag. Have not been a ton of penalties. Sometimes in an opening season game, you see a lot of flags, but it's been a pretty clean game as far as penalties go. We have an illegal use of hands on the Vikings, and that's going to push them back. Clock will continue to run down. Running clock the entire second half down to 8:39 in the third quarter. There's going to be just a few possessions for each team, most likely, unless we have a rash of turnovers. 3rd and long for the Vikings. Baker hustling onto the field. Vikings will have to We're going to have to hurry to get this playoff in time. Jason Smart split wide to the near side. They do get the play off. It's a running play. Boy, there's some blockers out in front. Nice cutback, 35-40. We have a first down. Caden Berry on the carry. He's a 5'6" sophomore. That was a well-designed play. Berry did a good job reading his blocks. And boy, the blockers out front did an outstanding job as well. As this backup group for the Vikings playing pretty darn well. I'm not exactly sure how many reserves Prairie View has put in on defense. Baker gives it off to his running back, who runs over one man before getting stood up. Kendrick again on the carry, 5'10" sophomore. 7 minutes to go in the third quarter. 49-6 is your score. Parsons, I've mentioned it several times, but it's worth mentioning again. 7 possessions and 7 touchdowns in the first half. Jace Quirin, perfect 7 of 7 on the point after attempts. Vikings forced Prairie View into 3 turnovers, 2 interceptions, and 1 fumble recovery. You know, those interceptions, it's not like the ball just got away from the quarterback. It was caused by pressure by the Viking defense. The Vikings want to go deep. Ball underthrown slightly, but it's going to be pulled in anyway for a first down all the way down to the 22-yard line. Davis West again. The Viking offense just continues to roll. They're going to hurry up to the line of scrimmage. Even up 49-6. Vikings kind of going into hurry-up mode. Another pass down the near sideline. It's caught by West, and he may have been shoved out just before the pylon. You know, Baker, what he does best is throw the football, and I know Prairie View's probably wondering, hey, you're up 49-6. Why are you trying to run up the score? But there is a running clock, so whether you're throwing or running, I don't know that it really makes that much of a difference. Like I said, Riley Baker, really one of the strongest, most accurate arms in southeast Kansas. Vikings first and goal from the 1-yard line. Kendrick in the backfield. It's going to be Baker on the keeper. I'm a little surprised by that. He's going to be just shy, and then he fumbled it. Is it a touchback? What are they calling? He may have been down before he fumbled the ball, and that'll save the Vikings a possession. I don't know if that was a design play or not, but you will certainly not, you're not going to see Baker keep it himself very often. Baker got the play from Coach Scheibe. Now he hustles back to the huddle. Clock on the move. 4 minutes, 25 seconds to go in the third quarter. Vikings up big, 49-6. They have it second and goal from the 1. Baker in the pistol. Takes the snap, gives it to Kendrick right up the middle, and he powers across the goal line for the 8th Viking touchdown of the night. They now lead at 55-6. Clock on the move, 3:50 to go. Prairie View has yet to touch the ball here in the second half. You know, and the Vikings are doing this with one of their best all-around athletes in Landon Weed on the bench in a walking boot as Quirin knocks the extra point through, and the beat goes on for the Vikings. They lead by 50 points, 56-6. We'll be back with the kickoff in 30 seconds. You're listening to Viking football on V93.
Hey Parsons, I'm Anna. This is Raven. We're the Anna and Raven Show on V93.
The Anna and Raven Show.
Wake up with us weekdays for fun and energy in the morning. If it's happening in your life, we want to talk about it on the air.
And we love to give away cash. Every day you'll have your shot to win some with Can't Beat Raven. If you know your pop culture trivia, you can take them down. You can win that money.
Now enjoy the game. Let's go, Parsons.
Woo!
Well, the clock continues to run here at Marvel Park. Parsons just pouring it on Prairie View tonight, 56-6. 8 possessions, 8 touchdowns for the Vikings tonight. I've never seen that kind of perfection. Prairie View's lone score came about halfway through the first quarter on a 74-yard quarterback keeper. They have had a freshman running back, Parker Schwartz, rip off some nice runs tonight. But even some decent drives by Prairie View were cut short by some untimely turnovers. High end-over-end kick will be fielded at the 14-yard line by Schwartz. He's at the 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Look out, he may take it the distance. He's at the 40, 30, 20, and he is going to go all the way into the end zone. We will call it an 84-yard touchdown return, kickoff return for the freshman, Parker Schwartz. So the special teams comes up with a score for Prairie View, and that stops the bleeding just a little bit for the Buffaloes. I haven't seen anybody get run down tonight. As soon as somebody gets into the open, they have just been able to go the rest of the way, whether it's Jamarion Washington going 94 yards or Cade Brown over the middle for a 95-yard pass reception, or in this case, Parker Schwartz on a kickoff return. With 45 seconds to go in the quarter, backup quarterback will go for 2 for Prairie View, and I think it was caught at the goal line, and it is. It's good. So 2-point conversion good, and that's going to be the last play almost certainly of the third quarter, with the score now Parsons 56 and Prairie View 14. While we have a break in the action, I want to sneak in a thank you to our sponsors who are bringing you Viking football in 2022. Of course, this broadcast being powered by Labette Health. We also want to say thank you to Labette Community College, Forbes Hoffman Funeral Homes, Clemens Insurance Agency, Labette Health, Woodworth Enterprises, Herman Lumber, Carson Wall Funeral Homes, Commercial Bank, Eye Care Associates of Parsons, Labette Bank, Bartlett Co-op, Labette Center for Mental Health Services, Community National Bank, Tank Connection, Wood Insurance Center, Strategic Partners, Roy's Auto Service, Bowen Pharmacy, Parsons Educational Foundation, Parsons District Schools, and also Day and Zimmerman and SEK Orthopedic, all bringing you Viking football in 2022. And if tonight is any indication what a season it is going to be, you obviously can't read too much into one game, but the Vikings have just looked absolutely unstoppable tonight. I don't think there's any doubt. We know that Prairie View, talent-wise, is down this year compared to where they've been the last few seasons. But, you know, the Vikings, they're scheduled not incredibly tough the early part of the year. Labette County winless last year, but I know everybody's excited about the renewal of that rivalry as the Vikings will travel 10 miles south down to Altamont, take on the Grizzlies next Friday night. Vikings also have Baxter Springs fairly early in the schedule. Riverton, I think, is in the first half of the schedule. Looks like an onside kick is coming and gets past the first wave and then goes out of bounds. Clock has just started to run here in the fourth quarter, 11:53 and counting down towards 0 with the Vikings leading at 56-14. Prairie View defense has been non-existent tonight. They've given up a touchdown every time the Vikings have had the ball. And the Vikings going even deeper. Deeper into their bench with 11:15 to go in the ball game. Baker will still be out at quarterback. It looks like they're going to keep Kendrick in at running back. Casey Beard split to the near side. It's a running play. Kendrick, 40-45, so a decent pickup on first down. Ball will be spotted at the Viking 44. 10:40 to go in our ball game. And hats off to the Viking fans. Sometimes you'll even see the home crowd head for the exits early when the score is this lopsided, but man, I've only maybe seen 1 or 2 people head to the exits. Baker in the pistol. Kendrick a couple yards behind him, gives it to Kendrick. Nice cutback, and he has a first down as he powers his way up to the 50-yard line. Kendrick, a 5'10" sophomore. Baker trotting back out onto the field after talking to Coach Scheibe on the sidelines. Trey Logan, 5'10" sophomore, is onto the field. Davis West going to take a breather. He had a couple of nice receptions on the Vikings' last drive. Down to 9:25 to go in our ball game. All Vikings tonight, 56-14. They lead it. 4 receivers for the Vikes. And they're going to keep it on the ground. New running back in the game. It's thrown for about a 1-yard loss. That was freshman running back, Keandre Betts. .8:45 as the clock continues to run down towards triple zeros, but well, it's going to be a long bus ride back to Prairie View for the Buffaloes and their fans. Meanwhile, the Vikings are going to gain a lot of confidence here tonight. New quarterback coming around the near side and stood up. Cade Brown was in at quarterback, I believe. Or it may have been Trey Logan. Trey Logan is the man running the offense now. He's a 5'10" sophomore, quarterback / defensive back for the Vikes. 3rd and 10 from the 50-yard line. Trey Logan will be in the pistol. Vikings 3 guys split to the near side, 1 receiver split wide right. Bad snap, and boy, we have a flag. It's going to be a false start on the Vikings. That'll back them up 5 yards. So now we'll go back into Viking territory to the Parsons 45. 7 minutes, 5 seconds to go in our game. Just in case you're joining us late, we've had a running clock the entire second half. The Vikings led at the break 49-6. Vikings' only other possession here in the second half. They were able to punch it into the end zone, and Prairie View got an 84-yard kickoff return for a touchdown from their freshman Schwartz. Logan takes the snap. Running play going to the far side. And it's going to be stopped well short of the first down. That was Haygood on the carry. And if the Vikings put their punting unit on the field, that will be the Vikings' first punt of the entire night. But I don't think Coach Scheibe is going to do that. He's going to keep the offense on the field and let them go forward on 4th and 12 from their own 48. 5:55 to go in our ball game. It's a 42-point lead for the Vikes. They have been absolutely unstoppable here tonight. Logan in the pistol, looks over the defense, takes the snap, wants to keep it himself, coming to the near side. He needs a couple of blockers and nearly has the ball stripped, but he's able to hang on to it. But either way, it's going to be a turnover on downs. And the Viking coaches maybe thought there was a face mask, but no flag is. And now a flag is thrown on the Viking bench. It was not on the coaching staff. It was on one of the. In fact, I think it's on somebody that's in street clothes. Yeah, that won't go over well. It could have either been a Viking trainer, or it could have been I think it was maybe a Viking player who's injured and wasn't able to suit up tonight. But possible to know for sure, but it's going to be it's like a 15-yard penalty. Unsportsmanlike conduct on the Viking bench. And that will move the ball all the way up to the Viking 35-yard line, and that's where the Prairie View offense will take over. Looks like they still have their starting quarterback in for this drive. Schwartz on the carry. Going up against some of that Viking backup defense, has a nice gain to about the 30, so that'll be a pickup of 5. Second down and 5 for the Buffaloes. 3:50 to go in our game. 56-14 is your score. Vikings on top. Parsons will be 1-0. Be ready for that rivalry showdown with the Grizzlies next Friday night. Fullback has a nice carry, gets into the secondary and carries a couple of tacklers inside the 20-yard line down to the 19. You know, the Buffaloes would like to get in the end zone one last time. They've had a few sustained drives, but all of them have ended with a turnover. Their 2 touchdowns came very quickly. A 74-yard quarterback keeper and then an 84-yard kickoff return. The fullback again carries a few tacklers with him inside the 15 down to around the 13. That will bring up second down for the Buffaloes with 2:38 to go in our ball game. The Vikings essentially had to get down to about their 3rd string offense before they didn't score a touchdown here tonight. Busted play, but the quarterback keeps it, and he's going to scamper into the end zone for a touchdown. Murillo from 13 yards out gets his second score of the night. And that will make it 56-20 in favor of the Vikings. And the clock will continue to run, of course. Minute 55 to go. By the time they get this extra point kicked and get the kicking units back out on the field, there's a good chance this may end up being the last play of the ball game. Murillo and the Buffalo offense will line up for two. I formation. There's the snap. Give it to the fullback. He's churning and yearning, and I thought he was in. And still no. There's the sign from the official. They are going to give it to him. So the 2-point conversion is good. 56-22 is your score in favor of the Vikings. We'll keep it right here at Marvell Park as the clock ticks down toward 1 minute. What a performance from start to finish for the Vikings. Anytime you can put a running clock on your opponent for the entire second half, you did a lot of things right. And Vikings, no turnovers this evening. They put the ball on the ground a couple of times, but they were able to jump on it. And officials say, nope, no need to do a kickoff. Teams are going to line up and congratulate each other. So still 30 seconds left on the clock officially. But we'll go ahead and tell you that the final score here in this season opener, Vikings win it over Prairie View by a final score of 56-22. And we're going to go ahead and transition right into our Bowen Pharmacy postgame show, which is brought to you, of course, by Bowen Pharmacy right here in Parsons. Viking offense, a thing of beauty tonight, a thing of perfection, actually. 8 touchdowns and 9 possessions, and that one possession that didn't score was essentially the junior varsity and even some freshmen out on the field for the Vikings. So Parsons wins it 56-22. Very quickly, I will go through the scoring plays for you one last time. Vikings jumped on top 7-0, a 13-yard run by Trey Mack. Prairie View got on the board, a 74-yard quarterback keeper by Murillo. And the Vikings struck quickly, a 74-yard pass, Trey Mack to Jesse Jones. Later in the first quarter, a 33-yard pass, Mack to J.J. Kendrick. And still in the first quarter, a 36-yard run by Jamarion Washington. Vikings led 28-6 at the end of the first quarter. Vikings just kept things rolling in the second quarter, a 94-yard run by Jamarion Washington. That was a one-play, 94-yard drive for the Vikings. It put them up 35-6. Then it had a 95-yard pass, just a beautifully thrown ball from Trey Mack, and a great route run by Cade Brown, who then outran the defense all the way to the end zone to put the Vikes up 42-6. And then Baker got into the game, the backup quarterback for the Vikings, and on his first play of the season, fired a 25-yard strike to J.J. Kendrick. And the Vikings went to the locker room leading at 49-6, and then, of course, not much scoring in the second half because of the running clock. But the Vikings had a 1-yard run by Kendrick, and then a couple of scores for Prairie View, an 84-yard kickoff return by Schwartz, and then a 13-yard quarterback keeper by junior quarterback Gabe Murillo. 56-22, the Vikings win it. They are 1-0 on the season. Prairie View falls to 0-1. And just a reminder to our listeners, we will be on the air at about 6:30 next Friday night as the Vikings and the Grizzlies of Lebec County resume their rivalry. It's been on hiatus for a few years, ever since the Viking football program dropped down from 4A to 3A, but it'll be good to see that rivalry renewed next Friday night down at Lebec County High School in Altamont. Once again, your final score from Marvell Park, Vikings win it over Prairie View 56-22, and that is going to wrap it up for our Bowen Pharmacy postgame show. For Karen back in the KOKC studios, and for Drew Fuentes on the live video stream, this is Scott Marlowe saying thanks for listening and good night from Marvell Park.